if he wins, it'll instantly take him to the top 5 pound for pound fighters in the world, and so we're willing to take that risk. But if Malignaggi wins, then he's a player in the welterweight division. The door's open, so it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be an entertaining and fun press conference that I'm looking forward to. Because both guys can talk, but inside that ring, it's going to be a very competitive fight. You cannot count out Paulie Malignaggi because people say that he's not going to keep Broner away from him, but you cannot count out Broner also because he's a heavy-handed fighter, moving up 2 weight divisions. Who does that? Who does that? Who did that? Last fighter to do that. Was it me? Well, not.
There you go.
I moved up 6, but jump.
Shane.
Now, speaking about that, when you fought Shane the first time, which I have questions over Shane's performance, but anyway, when you moved up, when Shane moved up 2 weight classes to fight you,
right?
Okay, what was going through your mind? Why would you take such a risk fighting someone 2 weight classes below you who had a desire to defeat you?
Well, look, I grew up with Shane, so I knew Shane was a tough guy. I mean, I didn't want to fight him, but it's like in the back of my head, I didn't want to fight him, but then again, let's do it. Why not? Because I always love fighting the best. But with Shane, I knew that his style wasn't good for me, and so it's like me as the champion. With a guy moving up 2 weight divisions, it makes you feel confident. It makes you feel like, you know what? This small guy's not going to take me on. I can take him on. 2 weight divisions, he's not going to handle my power, my speed. He doesn't know what's coming at him, But and that can work against Paulie if he's thinking that. Paulie has to be focused, has to train hard, and not think about that he's fighting a smaller guy in Broner. Because that can be advantage for Broner. Broner's going to come in confident. He's going to come in feeling stronger because he doesn't have to struggle with making weight. So all that is going to come into play. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
Oscar, this series, the Barclays Center, obviously was a long time in the making. First 3 events. Is this beyond your imagination of how great you envision this?
Well, it's not beyond our imagination. I think we always felt confident that we can bring boxing back to Brooklyn. Look, a West Coast-based promoter coming to New York, to Brooklyn, and establishing boxing once again, putting boxing on the map in Brooklyn. We didn't think it was impossible. As long as we can bring good fights to Brooklyn. See, the Brooklyn fans, they were cheering for Zab. They were cheering for Danny whenever he would land good punches, whenever they saw a fight. Brooklyn fans just want to see a good fight. That's it, So as long as we can bring good matchups and good fights, we're going to continue building boxing and once again making it the Mecca, making New York, making Brooklyn the Mecca of boxing.
I know finances have a lot to do with it, but can you see a Mayweather or a Canelo at some point?
Absolutely. I love the fact that I can think about maybe one day bringing Canelo, for instance. I was talking to Melvina up in the ring, and she was saying, "Oh, bring Canelo. He'll sell this place out." Bingo. Those are the type of fighters we want to bring to New York. The type of fights we want to bring are the best fights. They just don't have to happen in Las Vegas.
Danny was saying that a few minutes ago that this may have been his last fight at this weight, that he wants to go up.
Okay.
Now that the summer is coming, what do you see with that now?
Right. Yeah. Danny Garcia is he's a big guy. Danny Garcia is a big fighter. He's solid. I mean, he overwhelmed Zab Judah with his power, and I'm not sure how much he weighed tonight. I'm sure he gained 10, 15 pounds. So
he said he struggled a little bit.
Absolutely, he's a big kid and he's growing and he's young. So is he going to end up at welterweight? Absolutely, one day, and he's going to have some tremendous fights at welterweight. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Speaking of Canelo, what is your vision of Canelo? What would you like to see happen next? Would you like to see Canelo fight next year? What time frame?
Well, there's options. I mean, I want to put him back in September. The September 14th or September. Okay, September 15, 16 is the Mexican Independence holidays, which in Vegas is huge. So I would want to put him in there at the MGM and against the top guys. He fought Austin Trout. You can't go back. Now you got to go up against Sergio Martinez. Now you got to think about Miguel Cotto. Now you got to think about Mayweather. Those are the guys that we want to wrestle.
Are you enjoying your time as a promoter more so than your time as a fighter?
I'm so used to being a fighter because I've been a fighter all my life. I miss it. I dearly miss it, actually. I wish I could train again and fight again. But I do enjoy promoting. I do enjoy building. I do enjoy creating. This is the sport I dearly love, and I'm on a mission.
As a former fighter, I was just telling my girlfriend earlier about that story. You have one of the greatest stories coming out of the amateurs into the pro ranks. You promised your dying mother that you would return to her bedside as a gold medal champion in the '92 Olympics, and amazingly, you did that.
Right.
And you became a megastar ever since.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes get that itch to fight?
Oh, I'm itching my back right now. I get it every single day. I love boxing. There's not one day that passes by that I'm thinking, man, maybe today is the day I can come back and get inside that squared circle. I mean, I wake up in the morning and run 5-6 miles. And I'm feeling great, and
you still run 5-6 miles?
I can still do it. I love running, and so then I go home, hit the heavy bag, work out. And I'm like, man, I go tell my wife, oh, honey, maybe, you know what? Maybe. And she's like, nodding her head. Well, the next morning, I can't get out of bed because I'm sore, my back, and so I was like, reality check. I can't do it. It's impossible.
What's the golf handicap at now?
2.
This is the calling staff.
Yeah, they said 5 minutes. So
Real quickly, rumor has it you have a little fight next week to promote on pay-per-view.
just a little one.
Just what are your thoughts? Obviously, you read what's going on. Give the fans out there, why does Robert Guerrero have a chance?
I'll tell you why he has a tremendous chance. Because Mayweather's 36 years old. You take a look at his last 5 performances. Well, his very last one, he got hit a lot. It's not that he doesn't want to use his legs. He can't use his legs anymore the way he did 10 years ago because he's 36 years old. So he wants to stay stationary. He wants to use his defense. He's not using his waist as much as he used to. I think Guerrero, being 29 years old, being hungry, being strong, he has to make it a physical fight, and that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna make it a rough, tough, physical fight.
The same way he did against Berto?
If he fights Mayweather the way he fought Berto, it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night. Hey, I'm not saying Mayweather's gonna lose. I'm not saying he's gonna win. It's gonna be a long night.
Of looking at Mayweather's career, do you think you were the closest to beating him?
I believe so. I mean, this other kid too, early on in his career, Castillo put a number on him too. I mean, the key is the jab. I mean, that's the key. I keep on telling everybody, just use your jab. I mean,
What happened? What happened that night? You were boxing so beautifully.
I just got old.
Using that jab.
I just got old. Not overnight, but yeah, just during the fight I got old. I mean, what people don't realize, I have tendonitis. I have torn rotator cuffs, both my shoulders. I mean, I just got old. That's the bottom line. I was an old 36-year-old, you know, on that night, and it just, you know, I mean, it was an easy fight for me the first 6-7 rounds. It was actually really easy. I couldn't. I just didn't expect it for it to be that easy, but then I just got old, you know, and then he stuck with his game plan, and he won the fight.
So you got.
What? Is there anybody now that you kind of reflect on and say to yourself, man, I wish I would have been able to fight this guy?
I wish I would have been able to fight Canelo.
Really?
Yeah, that would have been a fun fight.
10 years ago, 20 years ago?
Yeah, both in their prime. You know, yeah, it would have been a good fight.
Do you and Bernard ever think about going back and fighting again?
Well, Bernard's still fighting. I mean, he's what, 40, 50 years old.
Again, fighting
No. I don't know what I was thinking the first time. You know, so.
Oscar, not to steer attention away from your career, obviously being for all of us to talk about this thing, but I do want to get your view on tonight.
Yes.
Over 14,000 in attendance.
Right.
You set out a task, you accomplished it, bring boxing back to Brooklyn in a way unbelievable. It's great. How did you feel? I want you to give your assessment. Is your plan working?
You know, it's satisfying. It's satisfying that we can bring fights like this to Brooklyn, and the fans come out and support. You know, it's like they say, if you build it, they will come. You know, we slowly but surely want to continue bringing good fights back to Brooklyn, and eventually, what we want to create is that when you hear Golden Boy, you're gonna automatically think, wow, it's gonna be a good event. We know it's gonna be a good, you know, it's gonna be good fights. So that's what we're building towards, and we're getting there. We're getting there. I mean, we have a lot of great champions. We have a lot of the top talent. It's kind of like taking the show on the road, you know.
One thing I do want to touch on, it seems like now, as soon as you open these Barclays Center doors, it's like now, it just like reinvigorates fighters. It just brings out the best in them.
Brings out the best.
It's showing like the new Madison Square Garden almost.
I'll tell you one thing: the Barclays Center will be, Brooklyn will be the mecca of boxing. That is going to happen.
What sparked this vision for you? When did it start? Do you think you're going to be able to do this coast to coast?
Oh, this when we first opened up Golden Boy. When I first had the vision of becoming a promoter. Well, while I was fighting, I mean, this is back in 2000. You know, well, I mean, I was telling myself, what am I going to do after boxing? I can't play golf every day. What am I going to do? I love boxing. How can I get involved? And yeah, we started Golden Boy Promotion.
How rewarding is it for you to now sit back on this throne, being able to help fighters, being able to promote and creating these long-lasting fights?
Right.
When you're sitting back in your chair, what is it?
It's just satisfying, you know. It's satisfying. It feels great. It feels good that I can contribute, you know, that I can help, that I can make fights happen. That you know that you're part of something that is going to be in the history books forever. You know, I mean, I love making good fights, action fights, building champions. You know, when we started, people were telling us, well, they're never gonna make it. You know, they're gonna start, they're gonna crumble, they're gonna not make. You know, and here we are. You know, we've built champion after champion after champion, and we have the best fighters. We have all the dates. We're bringing boxing back, and you know, bigger than ever. And that's what's really exciting. That there's no limit to where we can go, because boxing, there's such a huge opportunity with boxing. It's tremendous. It's amazing. Boxing, I'm telling you, is a sport that has no limit.
Oscar, real quickly, I guess I'm sure you heard about Amir Khan. Kind of struggled, held on for victory. Are you getting a little concerned about, you know, his punch resistance? He's been knocked down now numerous times, and you know, you said fighting to you're 36. He may not make it to 30 if this continues.
Look, Amir Khan, he's an exciting fighter. He's a fighter who loves to fight, has no quit in his game. I don't know how he feels. I didn't see the fight. They gave me the play-by-play. Amir Khan is a fighter that, I guess it depends on his training. It depends on how motivated he is, because he's very talented. That's what we know. I would have to look at his fight and give you an honest answer. But Amir Khan, he's still. I feel it's still on top of his game. I mean, his last fight with Rios, he proved a lot. He showed a lot. Working with Hunter, he's really making a lot of improvements still at this stage of his career.
Oscar, the last question I do want to ask you. Going back to your career now. Let's talk about the itch. It's still there.
Yeah, I get it every day, every single day. I really do wish I could fight. I really do. I miss it. I can understand how fighters come back for one more. I'm never gonna do it because I'm 40 years old and I know I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. But I miss it. I dearly miss it. I'll spar one day. I was gonna spar with Canelo for this last fight, but I walked into the gym, I saw him spar, I said, nah, not today, man. Not today.